Hi there folks, welcome to tonight's broadcast of the Australian Skip Barber Strength of Field race. We're broadcasting to you live tonight from Road America. So we have 6 minutes and 40 seconds to go, so we'll have a look at the track of Road America. The total length tonight is 6 kilometres, and bring it up again. Total length 6 kilometres, turns are 14. Wind speed at the moment is currently 13 kilometres per hour, and the track temperature out there at the moment is 33 degrees Celsius with an air temp of 27 degrees Celsius, and it's mostly cloudy. Again, this week I'm up here by myself, so you'll just have to forgive me if I start talking to myself as the broadcast goes on. So we're coming to live pictures now, folks. So we've had a very good turnout tonight. We've had a total of 46 drivers enter for tonight's Strength of Field race, and this race has been split into 3 splits of 16 drivers each, so we will be covering the top split as usual of tonight's race. So they're qualifying at the moment with 5 minutes to go. Mike Matheson has currently set the fastest lap of a 2 minute 32.697. So at the moment, having a look at our top 5, we have Mike Matheson in provisional pole, followed by Steve Bates in second at the moment. Darryl Ridley is currently sitting in 3rd position in qualifying. Lance Perkins is sitting in 4th position, and rounding out our top 5 is Kevin Henderson at the moment. So what we'll do, folks, is while time is ticking down, we will jump on board with our provisional pole sitter, Mike Matheson, for a lap around Road America. Okay, so we're coming onto the main straight now, folks, and one thing about Road America in a Skip Barber is these straights feel like they go on forever, but as Mike comes through to complete another lap right now, we'll see if he bettered his time, which he did. He's just done a 2:32.334, which keeps him in provisional poles. Benjamin Smith at the moment has jumped into 2nd position for Evolution Racing Australia. In 3rd we've still got Steve Bates, but Kevin Henderson's now moved up into 4th on the grid with 2 minutes 40 to go, and we find Mick Gray now rounds out our top 5 at this stage. So as I was saying before, these straights are very long, and it feels like it goes on forever in the Skip Barber. But one thing we will keep an eye out for tonight is I would expect a lot of drafting down those straights, and so we should be seeing the trains weaving down those straights as they try to break that draft, which in return should make for exciting racing. I tuned into the last race and had a quick look, and that was an exciting race, so I'm hopeful this one will continue along those lines. Now you'll probably hear other cars in the background and you can't see them, or you might see dust being thrown up. That's because we're actually doing lone qualifying, so we can see all the drivers out there, or I can switch between the drivers, but the drivers can't see each other. This is just to stop them getting in and drafting to get up the front. And it's one of the rules iRacing brought in this season, which is great to actually be able to tune in and watch qualifying just before the race. Last season, for those new to iRacing, the guys would qualify separately and their time would hold for the week, where now they need to qualify at the start of each race. So with 41 seconds to go, the way the top 10 looks at the moment, we have Matheson in provisional pole, followed by Smith now second, Gray's moved up to third, Henderson fourth, Bates fifth, Sooty is in sixth, Ridley seventh, Perkins eighth, Uoti ninth, and rounding out our top 10 is Kane. So I'll take you through our grid at the moment, folks. Now that the time has cleared, we have Mike Matheson, who will be starting out of pole position tonight, followed by Benjamin Smith in second position. Oh, sorry, Bates has now jumped up to second position. As we will grab hold of our leaders, we can see them queuing up. Smith will start out of third, Keane fourth, Sooty will start out of fifth position tonight. Kane will start out of sixth, seventh Willman, eighth will be Mick Gray, ninth Lance Perkins, and Kevin Henderson rounds out our top 10. Okay, so we can see the guys are starting to grid up now, and we will be coming under starters orders very shortly. So we can see the last of the drivers now gridding up. As we can see our drivers now, the drivers are under starters orders, the revs will be rising, as we can hear now, and
green flag.
We have the green flag and we're off, so let's see how we go through. So at the moment we have Mike Matheson leading the way, followed by Benjamin Smith in second at the moment. Steve Bates looks like he's dropped back to third. Fourth is Mike Matheson, and fifth is Kevin Henderson as they go through the first corner. So we can see the field streaking through there. Having a look back, it looks like all the drivers have got through the first two corners cleanly. So it's a nice clean start with 10 laps to go. So you can see here Ben Smith's now starting to get a tow from Mike Matheson. He's breaking out of the draft, being forced down the outside here, and he makes that pass cleanly before they got in the braking area. So Benjamin Smith now takes the lead with Mike Matheson in second, and Steve Bates is sitting in third with Mick Gray fourth and Kevin Henderson in fifth at this stage. So we're having a look out the back of Mike Matheson's car here, and we can see I think it's Stephen Bates right behind him in the number 2. So this corner to a race driver feels like it just goes on and on. They float that car in and they just have to be patient till they can get back on that throttle. As we jump back up front here with Mike Matheson, he's now got the toe off Benjamin Smith. We'll see if he can make a move here under brakes. So we can see also Steve Bates is putting a little bit of pressure there on his teammate Mike Matheson in second, but it's also looking further back. We have Mick Gray at the moment coming under a bit of pressure there from Kevin Henderson, and I'm just trying to work out who that car behind him is. As we can see now, we've got two battle packs as they come to complete the first lap here. We'll see what sort of time they're doing. So we can see now the Kevin Henderson's going 3 wide down here with Mick Gray, and just trying to work that drive. Lance Perkins by the looks of it. Just resetting my overlays, folks, so that I can actually tell you the correct order of driving at this stage. So having a look at our top 10 at the moment, folks, we've got Benjamin Smith, who's just overtaken Mike Matheson again for first. So we've got Smith first, second is Matheson, third is Bates. We've got Gray sitting in fourth with Henderson. Rob Kane is having a great drive there, back there in the number 6, in 6th position, with quite a nice looking paint job there indeed. Colin Sudi is back in 7th, having a great battle here with Darryl Ridley. Further back we've got Josh Anderson here coming under pressure from James Keane and his teammate Mansorella, and the 4th ERA driver of Lance Perkins in 12th. Kevin Willman sitting way back there in 13th at the moment, not where he would want to be at this stage of the race. Another driver, Uoti, is sitting back in 14th. Lewington is 15th, followed closely by Marco Penttinen. So I've got a few new names up here in the top split, and it's great to see. But jumping down the front at the moment, we have Benjamin Smith for Evolution Racing Australia leading the way, with Mike Matheson and his teammate Steve Bates followed closely in 3rd position. You can see there Mike starting to close in. We'll see if he can actually get a draft up here. I'd say he will, and they will probably swap position again by time they come into that first corner. So we can see now Mike starting to move back up on the inside here, and as they go 2 wide, Mike Matheson sets the fastest lap, a 2:32.755 at this stage. But we can see Mike cutting across in front of Ben Smith here, and Mike Matheson retakes the lead, but I'm sure Benjamin Smith will be grabbing that draft and making a move down the straight. As we jump on board with Ben Smith, we'll stay with him, and you can enjoy a lap around Road America. So just have a look at how Benjamin Smith is working the wheel here. You can really see how hard the drivers are pushing these cars to get the most out of them, which they have to do, because in this class all the cars are pretty much equal. So you can see how much of the road Benjamin Smith is using. He's using all the apex and he's drifting this car right out onto the grass. So he's pushing this car to the absolute limit as he's coming under pressure from Mike Matheson at this stage. So you can see now Mike getting that draft again, and they swap for the lead one more time. So you can really see that draft taking effect up that front straight, and we'll see the same thing again as they come back down onto the other straight. Benjamin will get that draft. As you can see, he's pulling in now, and we can expect him to retake the lead coming in to the next straight. And looking at the way this pattern's unfolding at the moment, Mike Matheson, it must be said, would be in this box seat if they continue swapping here, because Mike will get that draft coming up onto the straight for the last time if they continue swapping positions like this. So one move Benjamin could try is on the last lap, if they're still like this, we may see him hold back from overtaking Mike up until the last corner, where he can get a draft and then try to get a slingshot past Mike at the finish line. So having a look at our top five at the moment, we have Smith in front, Mike Matheson second, followed closely by Bates. Fourth, we have Kevin Henderson, who's pulled out a 2-second gap now over Rob Kane in fifth position. Mick Gray has dropped down 8 seconds from the lead now in sixth, followed by Colin Sudi, Darryl Ridley in eighth. Anthony Mansarella's up into ninth, followed by Josh Anderson, who's just overtaken Lance Perkins there, who's sitting in 11th position. So you can see here Lance starting to make a move on Josh Anderson to try to get back into the top 10 here. And it looks like Josh has got some wing damage of that car, so that's not going to help at all as Lance runs really wide there. Oh, sorry, that's Anthony Mance. Yes, that is Lance Perkins. I get a bit mixed up because there's so many ERA cars out there. But as they come around to complete the third lap, Josh Anderson is right on the hammer of Lance Perkins here. So it looks like Josh is not going to stop to get that wing fixed, so he mustn't be feeling too much of an issue as far as handling of that Skip Barber goes. So further back, we can like this battle pack here, we have four at the moment battling it out for the top 10. So you can see there's a lot of great battles all up and down the field at the moment, and it looks like Ben Smith has just taken the lead again from Mike Matheson, with Steve Bates still sitting in third position at the moment. But all the action at the moment is here, folks, as we can see Josh Anderson now with Lance Perkins behind. Lance is going for the inside now. At this stage of the race, we won't see too much defending because it's pretty much part and parcel. But saying that, Josh Anderson's brought the car on the inside there and he's tagged Anthony Mansorella, so that's really bad luck there. Sorry, that was Lance Perkins who got tagged and he's into the wall again, so we'll get a replay of that, folks. So as we can see them coming down here, Lance had the inside, he ducked to the outside to get the line, and he started to turn in, but unfortunately Josh Anderson's right there and just tagged the rear wheel of Lance, which has turned him around, and we'll see if Josh manages to avoid him. It looks like he does. He's going to the outside there. So we'll stay with Lance because unfortunately he had a bit of an incident. Yeah, you can see that car's very badly damaged as it's crabbing up the road. So he's got rear suspension failure there. So unfortunately that's probably the end of Lance's race tonight. We've also got the number 7 in the pits at the moment, which is Kevin Willman. So I'm not sure what happened to Kevin at the moment. As we come back to the top 3 here with... and it looks like we have Ben Smith at the moment leading from Stephen Bates and Mike Matheson here, so they're really starting to close up here, and the two teammates are starting to fight it out for that second position, but they're not making it easy here for Ben whatsoever. So you'll just have to excuse my overlays, they're a little bit out here. Just make sure we have live pictures here, folks, just in case I've messed up somewhere here. Yeah, so at the moment we've got Mike Matheson in front, followed by Stephen Bates, and Benjamin Smith has now dropped down to third position. Kevin Henderson's 4.9 seconds down from this battle pack in fourth. Rob Kane is still in fifth. 3 seconds down from Kevin. Mick Gray is 6th, 10 seconds down, but he's starting to come under pressure by Colin Sudi and Darryl Ridley here for that position. So you can see here Lance Perkins is just leaving the pits now, and he's had that car repaired. He stays on the lap, but he's leaving. He's leaving in 14th position. It looks like we've also had a retirement from James Keane from Evolution Racing Australia. So we'll jump back and see if we can find out what happened to James. Yeah, it doesn't look like James has had any big incident off track, so he could have possibly blown his motor, which can happen on downshifts in these cars if you over-rev them. But as we can see now, Mike Matheson is starting to come under attack from Steve Bates. Benjamin Smith is also coming up to see if he can slingshot past these two. But at the moment, the two teammates, Mike Matheson, Steve Bates, going side by side into turn 1 here. Benjamin Smith's looking on the inside here of Mike Matheson. Can he make this move stick? Coming in. Tell you what, folks, these three are putting on a great race for us tonight. As we can see at the moment, Steve Bates holds that lead, but Benjamin Smith will be looking to see if he can get a draft past Steve Bates here, but Mike Matheson will also be interested in getting back up into second position here. So we jump on board now with Mike Matheson. We'll follow this trio through here. Just have a look at Mike and the wheel work and the difference in style compared to Benjamin Smith here. Mike tends to be able to have this car drift a fair bit, a little bit more. So at the moment they're lapping in the 2:33, so the laps have dropped off a little bit. The fastest lap earlier was set by Steve Bates on a 2:32.382, but he's currently lapping at 2:33.318. So you can just see now Mike getting that draft. He comes past Benjamin and he's right up next to his teammate Steve on the inside. That's great driving by these two. So we can see now Mike has come into second, but he's going to have to watch out for Benjamin Smith, who's doing a fantastic drive here, back in third position. So we can see Mike Matheson has now taken the lead again, but Steve Bates is right next to him as they go side by side to turn one here. While they're doing that, that's going to make it very difficult for Benjamin Smith to get back up on these two as they come side by side into turn two. So these two out there having a great battle, but Ben's got a fantastic run here off that corner, and he goes side by side up here with Mike Matheson, but Mike's going to be sitting on the outside, which is going to pretty much hem Benjamin in behind Steve Bates here. These two are making it very difficult for the Evolution Racing Australia driver tonight, folks. So again, Benjamin's got a great run here on the inside of Mike Matheson, and he should find himself back up into second position here. So looking at our top five at the moment, we have Steve Bates out in front, followed by Benjamin Smith in second, Mike Matheson third, Kevin Henderson is in fourth, and Rob Kane rounds out our top five at this stage. Looking further back through the field, we're having a great battle here between Marco Penttinen and Brad Lewis. They're currently battling for 11th and 12th position, and it looks like they've dropped there was four of them up there, but it looks like they're down to two, with Josh Anderson making a gap of some 9 seconds on these two now. Colin Sudi and Mick Gray are also still having a great battle here, and right up behind them is Darryl Ridley. So they're battling at the moment for 6th position. You can see they're sort of closing in on Rob Kane. If they really want to close in, they'll sit behind each other in a draft, and they would pull Rob Kane in fairly quickly. They're currently lapping about 5/10 a lap faster than Rob, so I would expect to see Rob being caught here with 2 laps to go. So you can see now Mick's jumping to the inside here to take the defensive position, and he's also trying to break that slipstream. So at the moment we've got Colin Sudi going to the outside here with Mick Gray on the inside, Darryl Ridley. Oh, and Colin cuts right across the inside. He gets it a bit sideways on exit there, and Mick gets that the undercut, and it looks like Darryl Ridley's now having a go on Colin Sudi, so Colin will find himself now relegated down to 8th position. It also looks like Colin has some wing damage, but by the way that car's handling, it looks like he has that under control. So we can see now Colin coming back down to get that slingshot again on Darryl Ridley to try to move his car back up into the 7th position as they go side by side. Will Colin make this stick? Yes, it looks like he will, but Darryl's not giving up yet as they go side by side into the next corner. Jumping back up front, folks, we have Steve Bates still in front. Mike Matheson now is sitting in second here, pretty much playing rear gunner for Steve, with Benjamin Smith trying to get past these two to take the win. Oh, Colin's getting it all sideways there, and that's going to cost him a position as Darryl Ridley comes through. So maybe Colin is having some issues with the handling of that car, because that's the second time we've seen the rear end step out on him under those corners. The last time was on the same lap going into corner 1. But jumping back up to the lead here, we're into the last lap now. We've got Mike Matheson, side by side with Steve Bates. Benjamin Smith's holding back here. If Benjamin's going to want to take this race, he's going to have to start to make a move soon to try to split these two up, as Mike Matheson, Steve Bates go side by side again into turn 2 like last time. Now we'll see, Benjamin will probably get a run, but as last time he got hemmed in here and he couldn't make a move and make that slingshot work, and again he's having trouble clearing these two as they go side by side. Benjamin's right on the backside there of Steve Bates and pushing him, and now he's jumping to the outside to try to make a move as Mike and it looks like we've had a blown motor there. That was Kevin Henderson there blowing his motor on that downshift. So that means Kevin's out of this race on the last lap. That pretty much happened last race meeting too, I think. On the last lap, Kevin was running in a similar position and blew his motor on that downshift. And if you caught that broadcast, you would have heard me almost swear on air, because it scared the pants off me. Well, not literally. So anyway, coming down to the last lap here, we've got Steve Bates here. Benjamin Smith has cleared Mike Matheson, and Benjamin's in a good move. If he can close in here, as we come down here, we'll see if Benjamin holds back. The good move here would be if he holds back here, doesn't let Mike through if he can help it, and try to get that slingshot onto the last corner here. We'll jump on board with Benjamin as we finish this lap to see if he can actually make a move for the win of this race. So coming into the last corner, folks, we have Steve Bates, followed closely by Benjamin Smith, Mike Matheson. Benjamin's pulling didn't really get a good run here. This could make him vulnerable to Mike Matheson. So you can see now he's starting to get in the draft, but it's a bit late here. Steve Bates will take out tonight's race, followed closely by Benjamin Smith and then Mike Matheson in third position. And looking back, we can see Rob Kane finished in fourth, followed by Mick Gray. We will go through all these positions in a moment, folks, as we can see the drivers finishing the race. Lance Perkins at the moment coming home in 12th position, but we've got a good battle here between Marco Penttinen and Brad Levington. Marco's starting to get that draft. Will he take him? It looks like yes, he's just got him on the line there, so that was fantastic racing by those two tonight. So having a look at our final finishing positions tonight, folks, we have Steve Bates taking tonight's win, followed by Benjamin Smith in second. Mike Matheson finished in third. Rob Kane fourth. Mick Gray fifth. Colin Sooty finished in sixth tonight. Seventh was Darryl Ridley. Eighth, Anthony Mansarella. Ninth, Joshua Anderson. 10th was Marco Penttinen. 11th, Brad Lewington. 12th, Kevin Henderson. As we saw again this round, he blew his motor on the last lap, sitting in 4th position. 13th, Lance Perkins. 14th, Kevin Willman. 15th was Ika Uoti, and our only retirement tonight was James Keane, and Kevin Henderson, sorry, but James Keane was classified in 16th. So I'd like to welcome to the RRTV commentary box tonight Mike Matheson. Well done, Mike, that was a great race you guys are having there tonight.
Mate, that was epic. Thoroughly enjoyed that, Bernie. It's great to race with Steve and Benjamin, and congrats to Steve for taking the win.
Yeah, it was fantastic to watch the race strategies playing out there. At one stage we were driving with Benjamin there, and we could see him trying to get past Steve there, but you managed to box him in there for a bit and retain that second position. So that was great racecraft there, mate.
Yeah, it's a tricky place. This, a strategy at the start for me was sort of try and work together with the guys that are quick up front, and that worked out to be myself, Steve and Benjamin, and we sort of pulled a bit of a gap, playing nicely, and I think we pulled the gap out to about 5 seconds over Mick, and then I thought, well, it's okay, it's time to have some fun here, because this track, it just lends itself to draft passing and 3 wide and all sorts of weird carry on that you just don't get at other racetracks, and it's really clean and fun. So yeah, having a bit of fun there and sort of sussing out other people. I was trying to work out where the brake markers were and what they were capable of doing, whether they could hang too wide around the whole section from turn 5 onwards, and in the end my game of chess wasn't as good as theirs, because it was a fantastic drive by Benjamin. I didn't want to be third in the pack. I wanted to be second, because I knew if you've got a 0.2 gap going into the final corner, you can get the pass down the straight. 0.3 is not quite enough, but I figured if I've been close enough to Steve and or Benjamin, whoever was in the lead, then you can sort of drag them down there, and I was quicker than both of them on turn entry into the last turn, so I knew that I'd be able to get that gap. But as it turned out, I didn't expect Benjamin to sort of take me down in sort of 6, 7, no, it was 8, 9 around there before the carousel. Wasn't expecting that. It sort of blew my plans to pieces a wee bit.
Yeah, it's funny you say that, because earlier on in the broadcast I was commentating about the last lap, and I was saying that if it stayed the way it was between you and Benjamin, one of you would hold back and try that slingshot, but it didn't come off tonight. But third place, that's still a very good result, and you weren't that far behind. It just looked like you just couldn't quite get that slingshot to work on that last corner.
Yeah, no, Bernie, I'm perfectly happy with third. It's this place, like I said, it's like a giant game of chess. The 9 laps warm up for the last lap. It doesn't really matter what happens, so long as you're in the front group. And I'd say if you can try and slot yourself into that second place, then you're okay. But no, when you were saying with boxing in, that's sort of I learnt that from the 2K Cup this morning, that you can get 3 wide down in there, but you can sort of ease off the gas a wee bit and sort of box someone in so they can't get the pass on. And yeah, that was good fun, but you can really only do that with willing parties that know how to play the game. But it was fantastic. Thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah, no, we thoroughly enjoyed it as well, and well done on your third position tonight, Mike. So before we let you go, is there anyone you'd like to give a shout out to?
Yeah, definitely going to have to give a shout out to my wife this time, because I stayed up all last night playing this damn thing. But yeah, you guys as always in the Skippy community, they're a fantastic bunch of guys, and once again, congratulations to Steve and Benjamin. It was a great race.
Yeah, it certainly was, and it was great fun calling it as well, Mike. So thanks for popping in, and we look forward to catching up with you again next week, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. Mosport, one of my favourites. Take care, Bernie. We'll see you all later.
So, folks, that was Mike Matheson, who finished in third position. Next we have, I think, Benjamin Smith with us tonight. Oh, do we? Is that Benjamin Smith in our RRTV commentary booth? No, it doesn't look like we do have Benjamin Smith here, unfortunately. But anyway, folks, we better wrap this up tonight. Thanks for tuning in to the Monday night Skip Barber Strength of Field race. We were treated to a fantastic, epic finish tonight between Steve Bates, our winner of this round, Benjamin Smith, who finished second, and Mike Matheson in third. If you like your open wheeler racing, folks, definitely tune in this Thursday night around about 9:35, and we'll be bringing you the Star Mazda Australian Championship. It's going to be a bit of a different round this time, because we're going to Moport East, and they're going to be running at night time. So the vision there, the drivers can see what they're doing, but it's going to be very dark, so it'll be interesting to see if any of them decide to strap torches to their helmets. But to find out that answer, folks, tune in Thursday night at 9:35, and of course the GT3s will be back next Sunday night. If you didn't see our broadcast from last night, folks, from Silverstone, jump on our YouTube channel, check it out. It was a fantastic race, and it's a must-see. So anyway, thank you for tuning in, folks. You've been watching RRTV, and my name is Bernie Weemers.